Welcome one and all to the Tasty Times News Update 6, the weekly Tasty Planet Back for Seconds newspaper. This main story is that the Tasty Planet Demon List has started some work. But what is that? It all started with the 5th edition of the Tasty Times. When I was writing the script for the main story, I said that level 3 was my longest grind in the game and my strongest record, and that my hard percent records weren't very good. It gave me an idea. What really were the best and worst records? How could I figure out? If you read my username, there's a GD at the end. And if you play Geometry Dash, you most likely know where to find the most difficult things people have done. Welcoming the Tasty Planet Demon List. So how does it work? The list ranks the best records in the Tasty Planet series by how difficult to achieve the time is, whether it be from luck or skill. The records that are the hardest to get are at the top, and it goes down to 150. If you have a record on the list, you get a certain amount of list points depending on how high the record is on the list, called calories. Tying the record also will grant you calories. Since this mega project will span the entire Tasty Planet series, finding and judging and ranking 150 records will not be an easy feat, so it may take a very long time before this is finished, especially as more and more records begin to flood. So in the meantime, while Can't Kill Me works on that, a demon list for Tasty Planet Dino Time specifically has been made by myself, as it contains only 19 records, and I have them all, so I know. It is available to view in a forum post in the Tasty Planet Dino Time Flash speedrun.com page, and anybody is welcome to try it to get calories on it. It's important to note that calories will only be provided if the record is on the speedrun.com page. Once the full demon list is finished, the calorie leaderboard will also be shown in the Tasty Times, just like the longest lasting world record leaderboard. There is 2 websites I used to play Dino Time, Armor Games and Silver Games, but Silver Games has so much less lag. And on to the new records. Any percent was beaten by Can't Kill Me, of course. On March 1st, he would beat Dino Dude's 133.31.8 by 52.433 seconds. Getting a 132.39.267. This run would be quite similar to Dino Dude's previous record, losing a lot of time to lab to bad rat RNG, and then going in the lead by Late Cretaceous. Can't Kill Me has a lot more in him though, as Late Cretaceous wasn't actually that good, which is why these next records would happen. Can't Kill Me beat Beware of Dino Choses? I really still don't know how to say that. One player by 3.07 seconds with a 144.45. He needs to improve his Late Cretaceous times in order to get the sub 130 any percent, maybe. And Dino's 99-day 147.52 was first. Can't Kill Me took a different route in the second split, starting to eat the stick at the right side, but this was 2 seconds slower. Can't Kill Me would gain this back in the third split, zooming out left instead of right, and would pull away again with a different route in the end. Next was actually Hippos and House's one player. Can't Kill Me would beat Jinx's 23-day 142.59 by 2.43 seconds with a 140.16. Can't Kill Me would actually use the people this time, but he would get the larger line instead of the small bursts of 2 or 3 people at the left. That, along with sophisticating the Watusi collection and properly routing the house eating, would bring Can't Kill Me ever so closer to his goals. I hate this. Please stop. The last record Can't Kill Me would take on March 2nd was Feast one player. But this wasn't just another silly less than 1 second improvement. This was a less than 1 second improvement on Feast. One player. One of the most optimized levels in the game. Can't Kill Me would do what he does best in the game and just perfect the route with robot-like precision. 0.99 seconds taken off his previous record by just being better. But was he done? Was he done? No. Not after an unrecorded 29.49. Can't Kill Me would strive for a 29.41 this time on March 3rd. And it's just magic. Can't Kill Me took a more direct line to the end fish, and everything else was just pure precision. Minus 0.4. Shopping Spree would be, as they say, beaten by Can't Kill Me on... Nah, just kidding. It was Dino Dude. Finally, somebody different would take down to a 111.98 on March 2nd. Down Dude would avoid eating extra ballistas and statues during the beginning of the final split in order to append less time backtracking. He would beat his previous 91-day 112.64 by 0.66 seconds. He would also get Fall of Rome 1 player using the new optimizations in Feast and Shopping Spree to run away with a 216.59, beating his previous 221.87 by 5.28. Also, the grab of the Colosseum at the end was pretty satisfying to take down his 90-day PB. Down Dude would finish off March 2nd with Horsey's 1 player, getting 117.44, beating his 94-day 118.32 by 0.88 seconds. He would eat the Horsey's better, I guess, and he knew exactly the size he needed to be to eat the final tree to finish the level as optimally as possible. You could say he just sophisticated it. I would finally get back in the action after being finished with Dino Time for the time being, by taking both Big Kitty's hard 1 player record by 3.283 seconds and the Big Kitty's 1 player record by 0.533 seconds. These would be simple as Big Kitty's hard 1 player was not optimized, and I followed faster trails of fish than Dino Dude and Can't Kill Me, and ate the lion much closer to the left side of the screen where the lions actually spawn, to get the newly spawned ones faster, to get both of these records on March 2nd. It seemed I couldn't get away with levels where cats eat the food you need until you can eat them later, as I was get Lab Rats and Lab Cats 1 player on March 3rd with 38.333, beating Can't Kill Me's 39-day 38.61. This wasn't enough though. I wanted 3 cats at the end, not 2, so I could get a 37-second time. Well, I got the 37.978, but still with only 2 cats at the end. I think that with perfect luck and skill, a 35 can happen, minus 0.632. A 149 would finally come through on Cretaceous Critters 1 player by Can't Kill Me on March 3rd, avenging his non-recorded time by actually recording it. He would use Dino Dude's route, but would try very hard to zoom out on the last split as far left as possible. This worked out as he beat the 102-day 142.62 by 0.72 seconds. The saga of Can't Kill Me continues, as he would get Munching on Mummies 1 player by 0.4 seconds, with a 46.9. This 25-day record would go down in the classic Can't Kill Me way, by taking tighter turns and being faster all around. This was the beauty of Tasty Planet to me. There's always another 100th for better movement. The level is never dead. Toka Party 1 player was next, with a 46.05. Can't Kill Me started to the left and went counterclockwise around the stone to collect as many people as possible. Other than that, there's not much to this level. Just get lucky. This took off 0.77 seconds from Dino Dude's 46.82 of 91 days. The final level in the Rampage of March 3rd was Chisai 1 player. Can't Kill Me would get a 111.84, getting 0.67 seconds faster than Dino Dude's 112.51 that stood for 89 days. Can't Kill Me would sophisticate the second split's rice collection to be more optimal with the eating of larger objects in the last split. But Dino Dude wasn't taking this one lying down. He would come back with new routes for the second and third split. He would eat the rice and end up at the bottom of the screen when zooming out, and we used this position further to the left to eat more petals to get the flowers faster. With all this and some clean movement, he managed to break a 10-second barrier, getting 109.98, slicing 1.86 seconds off. Taking a break from Late Cretaceous 1 player was beaten after 24 days by Can't Kill Me, getting a 17:55.833, taking Jinx's last record. Can't Kill Me used all the recent advancements in the world, which have already been documented here, and beat the 18:15.88 by 20.047 seconds. And then on that same fateful March 4th, he would beat it by 13.016 seconds with a 17:42.817. There we go. Then he went on to take Distant Future 1 player. He took 1 minute 55.277 seconds off. What? It went from Dino Dude's 33:57.86 down to a 32:02.633, all in one go. A sub 30 can definitely happen now. He got it during his 90% world record too, which is crazy because this actually takes off like an entire minute more than his world record did. Breaks over, back to Chisai 1 player. Can't Kill Me was restless that night ever since his record was taken. He had a mental breakdown and killed his imaginary dog and went to prison. In his cell, he would grind this level and got his record back. The key was sophistication. Better right circling in the first split, staying further to the right in the third split to move less, collecting more shurikens and statues in the fourth. His family haven't seen him in 1 minute 7.97 seconds, minus 1.87. This time, Dino Dude would have to retaliate with Samurai Snack 1 player. He would take down his PB that lasted 91 days down by 0.88 seconds, going from 148.8 to 147.92. To do this, Dino Dude would not get hit at all in the second split, and used a new route in the third to eat trees better. Now it was time to put both Chisai and Samurai Snack together, with a 4.61 improvement to his 91-day 249.3, with a 244.69. He would put together all of the practice and advancement made in the story level to pull this off. Yes, that one picture works for all these records. After a change of scenery, Dino Dude would fire back by killing Can't Kill Me's Toga Party 1 player record with a 45.14. For this 0.91 improvement, Dino Dude would start in the same direction, but go clockwise this time. Along this, he would also strategically pick off the people at the edges, while also allowing others to group up in the middle to munch on. Can't Kill Me would be bailed out of jail by the 146.02 he got on March 6th for Samurai Snack 1 player. He would once again do a new route in the third split to eat the trees faster, and even a new house strat, barely missing the 145, but taking the record by 0.9 seconds. Vacuum Cleaner Rights 1 player would be beaten by Dino Dude on March 6th by 4.67 seconds from the previous 20-day 39.49. He memorized the exact size needed to eat the vacuum cleaners and followed trails of condensed objects for a 44.82. This is what Can't Kill Me had to say on the subject. "I don't think just because you save 4 seconds your record is safe." That's his voice, by the way, trust. That might be because he beat it by 0.29 seconds with a 34.53. Goo Egyptian 1 player was also beaten by Dino Dude on March 6th with a 27.07. He would do a complete reroute of Can't Kill Me's favorite bonus level records, staying mostly to the right in order to take a huge amount of mummies that were there. From that, it was just zooming to the bottom left where the other goo was. With only a 1.54 improvement from the previous 28.61, Dino Dude says there's a lot more for this level. No. Can't Kill Me wasted no time getting to 26.42. The 0.65 seconds taken off was just from better movement, and the second goo being closer than Dino Dude's was. Again, why I like to explain speedrunning so much. And how could I forget? The Stage Planet Final Bite Any % world record was destroyed by Dino Dude on February 23rd. Tasty Guys 339.55 went down to a 313.06. Every single IW was better, and by a lot. I got to see this live and it was really cool. This will probably be the largest improvement this record ever sees for the rest of time. And hopefully even a sub 3-hour run could be achieved. The 1 player 100% sum of best has fallen by 38.898 seconds, going from 2 hours 35 minutes 47.899 seconds down to 2:35:09.001. And the 2 player sum of best for any percent has not changed at all this week, still 119.16.268. The longest lasting world records has actually changed, with Dino Dude's Cretaceous Critters being taken off and had to be replaced with Dino Time. The world record holders have changed a lot, as Can't Kill Me is continuously getting more and more records. Down Dude has actually fallen off a little bit. I've gotten a couple more, and Jinx is completely off the board. The amount of unclaimed territory still remains the exact same, though. And that is all for the Tasty Times.